Hello and welcome to Unapologetically Me with your host Kalila. I've got my little notebook out again, so I'm making some more videos. I'm going to just read this one because I wrote it a couple weeks ago and it's about a page and a half. So I'll read it and then we'll kind of discuss or go over what the message is in there, if one of my kitties doesn't knock this video over. So I was thinking about, which I overthink, which is just what I do, as to why people are always wanting you to drink with them or wanting you to have food with them or wanting, they want to share this thing. It's like, oh, let's go out and have some drinks. Let's go and do whatever, smoking. They'll pass, so you want a cigarette or whatever. Misery loves company is what I was always told, right? So people who drink, yeah, misery loves company. But what about all of the other things that we want people to do with us? And I was thinking about that, so this is what I came to. Why we share food, alcohol, etc., including our ideas. Why we have to share our ideas. Why I'm feeling the need to share this idea with you, right? So when we share food, we affect the vibration of those who eat it. Now, with that, and I'm interrupting as I'm writing, right? Or interrupting what I wrote while I speak, but that's okay. We'll do it this way. Get to follow my ADHD brain, right? Anyways, when we think about that, our thoughts, our vibration, our words all affect what we put into, like if you've seen Dr. Emoto with the water, everything is affected, right? So the water holds the memory, and everything has water. Almost everything has water. Everything has vibration. But anyways, so in looking at that, the fact that the food and water, the alcohol, whatever, all carries the water molecules in it. So they're holding on to the vibration that was put into it. So if I'm having a beautiful, lovely day and I'm making a nice soup and I'm stirring the pot and thinking about everybody's coming over to have this amazing meal with me and we're enjoying this, I'm sharing my love with my friends. And that's a love language, right? It's me wanting to share that love with them. And that's a good thing. But I'm still giving them part of my energy. I'm attaching to them and creating this, what do they call, like energy cords, right? We're creating this bond between the two of us energetically. And so when we make the food and others eat it, they receive part of the cook's or my energy. But when you go out to a restaurant, you better hope that cook is in a good mood, because you don't want to take on his negativity. You don't want to go out having a good time with your friends and then kind of come home feeling like that, I don't know, something's off. And you brought home some of the cook's energy with you because they put that into the food and you consumed it and it affected your energy. So it will change, good or bad, no matter what. You can give good energy to people and they'll feel better after spending that time with you or consuming the food or the drink or whatever that you put that love into. Or it can go the other way. Our words do the same thing. When we give our attention to another, the power of their words influence who we are. My cats are just like all over the place right now. So it's going to influence who we are. So you need to be careful with who you allow to access your mind, which that includes the video you're watching right now, any programs that you watch, the people at work, the people that in your life at school or wherever you're at, your hangouts, they all, whether you know it or not, influence who you are. And if you think about the split slat experiment for a moment and how being observed all of a sudden stops the particle from behaving like a wave and it goes back to behaving like a particle, even though prior to observing it had all of the possibilities and it behaved as a wave. It's forcing one outcome. So when somebody's observing you, that forces you to choose who you are in that moment, what decision you're going to make, right? Well, it also is influenced by the observer. And so let's say, for example, I expect my kid to be misbehaving because they always are. Every time I go into their room, it's a mess and they've got everything just scattered everywhere. I know when I open this door to my son's room, it's going to be a mess. Well, I've now influenced that reality. So when I open the door, of course it's going to be a mess because I've already influenced that with my thoughts, right? So the observer, all of a sudden, it's going to collapse to that reality when I open the door. But if instead I think, oh, my son has already cleaned up his room so nicely and he's playing nicely with his toys in the corner or whatever, or he's got a book out even, wouldn't that be amazing? And if I know that that's my reality, if I know that's what's going on, when I open the door, that is going to be the reality that I open the door to. Because that's what I already knew to be true. Now, understand that that doesn't mean that I know my kid's always making a mess. I can hear them fighting in there or whatever. I know I'm going to open the door and this is what's going to be the situation. This is going to be the situation. I talk too fast sometimes. But anyways, you have to know it to be true. You have to know, not have any doubt, not think maybe, let's see if this works or whatever. You have to know. You have to create that is your reality within you. You're creating that reality. So, let's see. You gotta be careful who you allow to access your mind, your computer. Keep in mind, this is our little computer up here. It remembers everything, whether we consciously remember it or not. It's stored in our memory, in our subconscious, and it influences us on how we behave. That's part of, let's say, let's go with the whole simulation theory, right? I'm just what do you call them? An avatar for somebody else that's controlling me. But I am programmed to have free will, which is 5% of the choices I make are influenced by me. 5% of my brain choices, my thoughts, everything. 5% of my thoughts are mine. Consciously. 95% of my mind, of the choices that I make, the things that I think, come from the subconscious or the controller, the person that's in control of this avatar, if you will. So, with that being the case, then I'm only 5% making these decisions, having these thoughts. Or these thoughts are given to me by the 95% from a different level, if you will. Because they're probably just somebody else's program too, right? I mean, we're all just aspects of the same whole. We're all just vibrations. And I keep getting distracted because my kitties are like all over the place and getting into things. But anyways, their words program the next version of you. So everything that we see is changing us and who we're going to be the next change. I'm going to finish reading this without interruption and then I'll go over it again because there's some things I want to say. The energy that is put into the food affects your mood. The energies that we pass by will also affect our energy. So let's say you're passing by people that are having a bad day and they pass by you in the subway or a bus or at work or whatever. You pick up on their energies and don't understand why you're feeling off all of a sudden. Just doing like this. Kind of like just wiping off and letting go. So I release all energy cords that do not belong to me. And a lot of times that will just clear it off. You can spray or sage or anything else will help clear off any negative energies. So why do we feel the need or strong desire to share our words, our food, our drink with those we sit with? Why do we need to do this? What's this? It's almost like people are just programmed to have this need to do it. We have to do it. We have to share. We have to like push, da 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 da. Why do we have that? By doing these things, by sharing, we match each other's frequency closer, and thus we are more alike. They become friends, even if only for a short time, yet part of our energy will stay with them much longer. We leave an imprint. And so, in thinking about that aspect, often I hear people, they want to have a legacy. They want to leave something behind when they die. They want to be remembered, right? We have this desire, a lot of people do, to leave a mark, to have children, to write the book, to do whatever, to be noticed, to have a statue of us or whatever, to, discover something amazing or invent something perfect. We have this desire to be seen, to leave our mark on the world, right? Our reality. Anyways, I keep on hearing the critter, my little kitty cats getting into things. And I'm just hoping there's nothing totally destroyed because I got them and I was not ready for having kittens get in my house, and they've knocked things down and they've broken a few things, and that's okay. I don't like them peeing on my cushion over there, but did they pee over there again? Anyways, I'll get that cleaned up in a minute. I want to make sure that what I'm trying to say, note my words I'm trying to share with you, to leave my mark upon you, as bizarre as that is to remind yourself to be aware of who and what you let influence who you become. I know it's like a mind fuck, if you will, to think about the fact that everything that happens today will influence who you are tomorrow. That's just crazy. Every day we are constantly changing. Change is the only constant. People hate change, but it is all that we can count on, is the fact that things are going to be different. We don't want things just the same. If we just sit the same, then we might as well just turn into a petrified piece of wood, right? Oh, excuse me. Anyways, I've shared my experience, my thoughts with you on a lot of different things throughout my videos. This particular one, I really want you to think about just what you allow into your energy field, the food that you eat, not just the quality of the food. I mean, I can buy a candy bar or I can buy a carrot kind of thing and choose which one I'm going to consume. I feed the energy. If I think, oh, I'm going to eat this carrot because it's so healthy and good for me, I'm going to do the right thing and have the carrot and not the candy bar, then I'm putting that energy into that carrot. I'm saying, you're amazing. You're going to nourish my body. And so it's going to have even a stronger effect. Or I can say to the candy bar, you might not be that good for me, but I really want you. And I think about how I know I'm cheating and it's got sugar in it. It's not good for me. And it's going to have a negative effect. Or, same candy bar, I'm going to consume you and you're going to make me so happy. I love you. And there's only a little bit of sugar in there. I'll be fine. And I can love the candy bar and enjoy it and let the little girl in me have that treat, right? And as long as I don't judge it as it being a horrible thing, it's not going to have any real negative effect on me. It's going to make me happy because that little girl inside of me got to have that candy bar. Oh boy, it was so good. But if I see it as a negative, if I feed it negative energy, saying, okay, I know I shouldn't have you, but then I'm going to be taking on that negative energy. And if I'm constantly taking in negative energy from people's words, from the food I eat, from alcohol or cigarettes or whatever, knowing that it's bad because we keep getting told how horrible it is, right? All of these things. That's more vital. Our beliefs about them are more vital than what they are. George Burns is an example. If you've never heard of him, he was a man who lived to, I believe he did make it to his 100th birthday, and then he died shortly after. I'm not really clear on that, and it's not important to me. But he smoked and drank every day. He'd always have a cigar that he barely puffed on, and he always had some alcohol. And he said that was the secret to his life, his longevity, was just having fun, just doing whatever I want. Just not caring so much, not putting all of the negative energy into these things. And he was a happy man. when his wife died, I don't remember how long they were together, but in my reality, because I was a little girl, they were together forever. And so when she had passed, he played flirtation with other women. He was never unfaithful to her. He loved his wife. And I think that was the biggest part of his longevity, was the fact that he was able to carry that love even after she passed. But we get to choose. Every moment we choose. I can choose to say this water, which has, I don't know if you can see, I got some symbols on my water. I keep symbols on pretty much all of my glasses. This one says relaxation. And it just is a reminder, just imprints that water with that energy. And makes it taste so much better. Anyways, speak to your water every day, which I didn't do it just now. But pretty much every time I take a drink of water, I say, with love and gratitude, I thank you for my healing. Just something that simple. I thank you for your healing powers. Whatever you want to say to it, thank the water. Put love into the water. And that brings the love into the body and strengthens the body from within. So, love yourself. Remember that you are the only person that exists in your reality. Everybody else are just mirrors of you. So if somebody's hurting your feelings or bothering you, what is it that you need to learn? What is that telling you about you? That's something that you need to work on. And then those energies, those frequencies of people, this is little Fox Mulder, those energies can't affect you anymore. They won't hurt you. They won't resonate. They'll just drop away. People will leave your life as you raise your frequency. Either they'll have to raise their frequency and be able to realign with you, or they'll stay in that lower frequency. We'll just keep them away from you. Okay, here's Pippi. She wanted to pop up too. This is Pippi Longstocking. And she got her name because she's very mischievous and gets into everything. Fox, that was the name he was given. And when I got him, I just thought, he's cute and he just is very foxy. So he kept his name. But this one was named Amy before. And I just thought that she's more like a Pippi. So anyways, have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me for this talk. And until next time, just be you. Bye.